disconnected, right? Misaligned to your true self. So in today's episode, that's what we're talking about, that identity, right? Because you can be showing up, putting in the work, doing everything that you need to do, but still feel unfulfilled, but still feel unsatisfied with your life, right? So welcome back to another Soul Truth Sunday. I'm your host, FL, the life coach, but I'm your life coach, right? And this is Soul Truth Sunday, baby, where we slow things down, recognize the patterns in our life that are keeping us stuck, right? Regulate our body through those emotions, right? Get a new revelation on what to do different, right? Build a rhythm around that new revelation, put it on repeat mode so you can express your soul truth and dare to be you. Man, I've been up waiting on you this morning, good people. You already know it's Sunday. This is my day, baby. And we about to have a real conversation about identity, about why you can still drive it, live in it, have the money in your bank account, and still feel totally unfulfilled and empty because you misaligned to your true identity. So listen, last week was part one, right? I just gave you an overview last week of the four legs of life, right? Identity, health, relationship, money. So this week, I want to go a little bit deeper. So if you missed last week's episode, go check last week's episode out, right? The four legs of life, right? I just kind of gave an overview. But this week, I want to dive into the identity leg, right? So like what we was talking about. So like I was just saying, so let's just jump right into it. So this is the thing about high achievers. This is the thing about people like you and me, right? We can have everything working for us externally on the outside. It's functioning, it's going right. Like I said, you showing up, you taking care of other people, but secretly though, we don't feel like ourselves. Secretly, we don't feel fulfilled. Secretly, we feel unsatisfied with our life. Could be your identity leg is loose, right? Right? So yeah, y'all already know I'm a note taker, man. I got my notes. So listen, good people, let me frame this before we jump right into it though. Right? When I say identity, I'm not talking titles. I'm not talking accomplishments, right? Right? I'm not talking achievements, right? I'm not talking so when I say identity, I'm not saying mother, father, entrepreneur, CEO, whatever title you want to throw in there. Those are just titles. I'm not talking about accomplishments, your degrees, your plaques. Those are nice, but that's not who you are. I'm talking being when I say identity, right? I'm talking all is well with my soul when I say identity, right? Right? I'm talking who are you outside of all of those things? If you stripped away your accomplishments, if you stripped away your titles, mom, dad, mother, brother, whatever it is, entrepreneur, right? Who are you? Who is that person I'm talking to today? You right there. Yeah, who are you? If you stripped away all of that stuff, that's what identity is. Identity is being, right? But identity is made up of a couple of things, and that's what we're going to get into today, right? Right? Because you can build your whole identity, right? Your whole life around survival identity instead of alignment identity, right? And when you do that, life can still leave you empty, no matter what you driving and what you living in and what you accomplish, right? So listen, we about to get into it right now. This first part I want to jump into, you can be successful and still be misaligned. I kind of just touched on that, right? Because listen, you can have a house, you can be living in it, driving it, making the money, right? All that. You can be showing up every day, right? Okay, here, let me bring this home. I'm going to bring it home to me and my wife's life, right? When we grew out our cleaning business to over 200K. Y'all heard that story. Go back and check out those other Soul Truth. We have built our second custom home from the ground up, right? It was over 2,000 square foot home. Second one, before we was 30, right? Had built 2 custom homes, had a commercial cleaning company that we grew to over 200K in the first 2 years. And guess what I was doing in my game room? I was unfulfilled, good people. I was unfulfilled. I had the success. I was disciplined. I was consistent. Why? I wrote this down. Why? Because I started to normalize performance. That's what a lot of high achievers do, right? Because we build our life around survival identity instead of really aligning our life to our soul, to who we really are. But that takes a little bit of work, right? And we're going to find out how to do that in this video. And remember, this is a live Q&A, good people. So at any point during this video, if you got a question, an idea, or you just want to make a statement, drop it, right? Because your statement, your perspective could help somebody in the community see things a different way and help them level up, even if it's not a question. So drop it. Drop your comments, questions, whatever. We a community, man. We trying to help each other grow, right? So listen, you start to normalize that, right? Because you start to think that what you do and the things that you have are really who you are. But that's not true, good people, right? I had to learn how to separate that. You got to learn how to separate that. Because if not, you will keep attaching results to your identity. And every time you don't get that result, you're going to feel a certain type of way until you understand your identity is way bigger than what you do or what you have. Right now, your identity can be what you do, but I'm getting ahead of myself right now. So we'll get into that later. So listen, the real question that you and me have to slow down enough to ask ourselves, I wrote this down. Who am I outside of what I have? Right? Because here's the soul truth I want you to understand. The things that you have are not who you are. So you can be driving it, living in it, money in the bank account, health good, but still feel disconnected from your authenticity, right? From your true identity. And this is how your identity gets shaped. Now I'm getting ready to go into this neuroscience part. Y'all know neuroscience is my language, people. I love it. And listen, no, I don't have a neuroscience degree. So do not come for me. I'm not saying I got a neuroscience degree. I just love this stuff, right? Listen, I'm being comical right now, but no, I do not have a degree. I just love this stuff, and I just studied this stuff for over 20 years. So listen, man, neuro, psycho, bio, scientists. Look, I love all that stuff, right? I saw a podcast not too long ago with Mel Robbins on. Shout out to Mel Robbins. Hey, you need to get me on your podcast, Mel Robbins. Yeah, I'm plugging myself, baby. But I saw somebody on there that was a neuro, psycho, bio scientist. Man, that's my lane, right? That's my lane. So how does your identity get programmed in the first 7 years? Y'all hear me talk about this all the time. About what you've seen, about what you heard, about what you experienced, right? Because your nervous system in your brain learns through absorbing the environment, right? Because your brain is not fully developed at this time when you're born, right? Your brain is not fully developed until 25 years old. So listen, I'm gonna spend a little bit of time on this because I really want you to see this, good people. I really want you to see this. You always hear me say this all the time. You and me come to this earth as a blank sheet of paper. We know nothing about politics, belief, core values, religion, nothing. You see this piece of paper right here with my notes on it? All this stuff on there? Now think about you being a blank sheet of paper, and about the time you're able to realize and pick up your own pen and start writing your own core beliefs, core values, the things that you think fit you, you got all this stuff on your piece of paper that you got to decipher through, right? That's the first 7 years of your life, right? What you seen, what you heard, what you experienced about money, what you seen, what you heard, what you experienced about relationships, what you seen, what you heard, what you experienced, right, about health, not just physical health, right, good people, but mental health, emotional health, what you seen, what you heard, what you experienced about identity. That's how your identity gets shaped within those first 7 years. Scientists calls it the fundamental belief years. Y'all hear me talk about this all the time. So watch this. Since your brain learns through absorbing the environment, it doesn't learn through logic and understanding yet, right? Because it's not fully developed. You got the amygdala, you got the hippocampus, your prefrontal cortex, right? Your prefrontal cortex is the CEO of the brain. And like I said, no, I do not have degrees in this stuff, so do not come for me, right? I just been studying this stuff for a decade or so, right? Somebody put, wow, shout out, that's my mom, jumped on her today. Shout out to my mom, formed it too. I see you, mom. So listen, your brain is underdeveloped, right? So your prefrontal cortex is the CEO, right? Your prefrontal cortex is what tells your brain, gives it meaning, assigns direction, right? It tells your brain, hey, this is what we doing, right? The hippocampus put things in context, right? The amygdala is the alarm system, right? It's the survival center of the brain, right? So when the alarm system goes off, if your hippocampus, to put things in context, is not online, it doesn't know the difference between something really happening in your reality or you just thinking about it. That's why you need the three parts of your brain working together, right? So watch this. I'm going somewhere with this. So in your first 7 years, these parts are not working. What's the first part that's fully developed? The amygdala, the survival part. How does it learn? By absorbing the environment, right? How does it do that? Through the vagus nerve, VAGUS, the vagus nerve, right? So I want you to think of the vagus nerve, I think I'm saying that right, as the communication highway from your body, which is your nervous system, to your brain, right? Watch this. I want y'all to see this, good people. I want y'all to see this. So watch this. So what you learned, what you've seen, heard, and experienced within those first 7 years, all the way up until you're able to leave the house and start creating your own environments outside of what you know or what you grew up in, that's how it gets communicated, right? So if you saw relationships growing up in your earlier years that was toxic, screaming, hollering, they wasn't functional relationships, guess what's being communicated from your nervous system to your amygdala through the vagus nerve? That communication of dysfunction, right? That communication of what you saw within those first 7 years is being repeatedly communicated unless you interrupt that program or interrupt that pattern and train it to do something else. Train it to communicate something else. So now watch this. You 35, 45, 55 years old and beyond now, and you're still communicating the same way you did when you were 7 and 10. And you don't even realize it, right? This is why you keep picking the same relationships that you saw growing up. But consciously, you're telling yourself, I want this type of relationship, I want this type of person, because your mind understands logic and understanding, but your body learns through repetition. So your identity gets set within those first 7 years. And it's up to you and me to look into the operating system to understand, do these things really serve me now in my adult life? Or are they sabotaging me? Or am I building success? Am I handling my business? Am I creating discipline, right? And being consistent without fulfillment, right? Fulfillment is important, good people, because that's your identity, right? So watch this, watch this. This is why people still sabotage. I wrote this down. Money, rest, growth, success, vagus nerve. What is it communicating? Whatever it's communicating is coming from those first 7 years. You got to slow yourself down long enough to ask yourself the deeper questions. What did I see in my relationships, in my identity, in my money, in my health within those first 7 years? Because I'm telling you, you're putting it on repeat mode and you don't even realize it. And you think that's your true identity, but you're just acting out something that was written on your blank sheet of canvas. But now that you have your pen in place, you can erase whatever it is on your blank sheet of canvas and write your own, right? Who are you, good people? That's what we talking about today. That's what we talking about, right? Those first 7 years when you get programmed, and that's what my products help you do, right? Yeah, I'm gonna plug my products again. I tell y'all this all the time. My products are designed to help you break those patterns through my 5R framework. That's what my one-on-one Soul Truth Power sessions do. I walk you through my 5R framework so you can recognize those patterns that are keeping you stuck, right? Right? You can regulate your body through those emotions because you're going to feel a way when you start recognizing those patterns. You can get a new revelation on what to do different, right? Because you can't do the same stuff and expect a different result. Then you can build a rhythm around that new revelation and put it on repeat mode so you can tell your soul truth and dare to be you. Limited spots are available. I got some spots open this week. So email me, flthelifecoach@gmail.com to save your spot, right? So listen, let's get to this other part I want to talk about now. Now, what is truly identity, right? Identity is made up of these things, right? Core values, core beliefs, calling, gifting, purpose. Now we're getting ready to get into the guts of what identity really is, right? Identity, right? So, what are your core values, good people? Have you ever stopped to ask yourself, what do I value right now at 30, 40, 50 years old? Not what you've been programmed to value, not what you've been told to value, not what you've seen and heard and experienced as valuable, right? It still could be. But have you ever stopped to ask yourself, what do I value? What is it? You know what my core values are? I mean, I got a bunch, but my core, family, time, right? My money, right? Character, integrity. What do you value, right? That's part of your identity. When you understand your core values, right, you build a life around those core values because that's your true identity. Not what you was programmed to believe, what you decide at this stage in your life. What do you value? Another part of identity. What do you believe? What's your core belief about yourself and the world around you? What's your core belief? What do you believe about you? Right? Right? Three of my core beliefs that changed my life. I am enough. Right? That first core belief, I am enough. You know what that means to me when I start changing that? That I'm enough to do anything that I desire, that I want to do. I'm enough. I might have to change circles. I might have to go get a different degree. I might have to learn some new information. But guess what? A core belief of mine, I am enough. Another core belief of mine, you don't know what it is? I'm worthy, right? I'm worthy to have whatever I desire. Why? Because I know I done put in the work, right? And if I really desire it, then I'm worthy enough to put in the work to go get it. And I deserve it. Nobody's going to make me believe that I don't deserve what I want in life, right? Those are core values. I mean, core beliefs of mine, good people. What are your core beliefs? See, because here's the thing. Your core beliefs determine what you truly believe in life. Because you hear me say this all the time. A belief is nothing more than what your nervous system accepts as true. So what are your core beliefs about yourself and the world around you? That's part of your identity. That's part of your true identity. Your core beliefs, right? So what are they? Do you know? Or are you just going through the motions every single day of your life? Taking care of everybody else, having external success, having external accomplishments, right? Driving it, living in it, but totally disconnected. Totally don't know who you are, right? What are your core beliefs? What are your core values? What is your calling? Yeah, good people, we getting deep on this. This is true identity. Identity is not about what you have. Identity is about being. You know what my calling is? I'm doing it right now, teaching. My calling is teaching, good people. That's part of my identity. Watch this. When I'm not teaching, guess what? I'm dying. When I'm not expressing, I'm dying. Why? Because that's part of my identity. My calling is teaching. You know what my gifting is? Three of my giftings that I've been able to live on my whole life. Communication, I'm doing that right now. Pattern recognition, I'm doing that right now. Translation, I'm doing that right now. I also have a gift for health. I also have a gift for basketball. I got cut twice right before training camp to go pro. I still play ball now. I still stay in shape. But the three biggest gifts that I've been able to live on, y'all hear me always say this, live on you. communication, translation. I'm able to take complex information and translate it and make it very simple, good people. Neuroscience, biology, complex information, make it very simple. You know what else? Pattern recognition. I've been able to recognize patterns my whole life. My mom can tell you this. She on here. Shout out to my mom. That's on her. She tell you. She used to call me in from outside to beat the video games, right? You know how I used to beat those video games, Zelda and all that? I never played those games. Pattern recognition. I knew early on that part of my gifting was pattern recognition. And I used that. But that's part of my identity. If I'm not operating in my call, my gifting, or my purpose, what's my purpose? Connection. So what's the point of my call? Teaching. What's the point of my gifting? Communication, pattern recognition, translating. Oh, the purpose of that is to bring people together. Is to connect people to the things that they got disconnected from, like I'm doing right now. That is part of my identity. What's your identity, good people? I'm going to keep asking you this again. What's your identity? See, that's my true identity. That's why I can stand 10 toes down, no matter what's happening in my life externally, no matter what's going on externally, no matter the political climate, no matter the economic climate, no matter the presidential climate, no matter what's going on outside of me. You know how I'm able to stay stable? Because my legs are stabilized, the 4 legs of life. But identity, I stand 10 toes down. My core beliefs, my core values, my calling, my purpose, my gifting. That is true identity. All is well with my soul. Can you truly say that today, good people? That all is well with your soul? That you're standing 10 toes down in your identity? Do you even know what your true identity is? If not, no big deal. That's why you're on the show right now. I'm going to help you figure that out, right now. Core values, core beliefs, right? Calling, gifting, purpose. All of that makes up your identity, right? And you know how you know that? The 5R framework. You got to slow down. You got to slow yourself down enough, good people, to recognize those patterns within those first 7 years. Because I'm telling you now, they are running your life, whether you realize that or not. No matter how much success you have on the outside, I'm telling y'all, man, I've been a 6-figure earner my whole life. It's true. It's true. Man, my mouth, I'm talking too much. So, you know, I gotta sip, good people. Comment below. Man, I want to hear from you. I see 4 people in the live. Comment, man. Tell me what part of this is hitting you. Comment, man. We're a community. So listen. Like I say, the 5R framework, you got to slow yourself down enough to recognize those patterns within those first 7 years, because they are really running your life. I'm telling you from my own personal life, you can have external success and still be unstable because your identity leg is loose. So anytime a leg is loose on your chair of life, it's gonna be unstable. I'm trying to get you to stabilize your life so you can feel your accomplishments, right? Most of us go through life and we accomplish all this stuff and we on to the next thing, because we don't really sit in our identity. We can't feel it. We're numb to it because we buy into what the world tells us, right? It ain't big enough. Go do something bigger. Oh, that ain't bad enough. Go do something better. Man, listen. 10 toes down, stand on who you are, right? Walk in that identity. Forget about what the world is saying. You got to understand who you are and dare to be you, because the world needs what you have. 8+ billion people on this planet. And I mean nobody can beat you at being you. But you got to figure out what your identity is, good people, so you can be that, not just do it. See, listen, I always say this, and I'm about to wrap this up, man. I always say this all the time. When who you are becomes what you do, boom, that's what the magic is. I found the magic in my life because who I am is what I do. I'm a life coach. I get to teach all day long. I get to communicate and translate all day long and recognize patterns. And then I get to help people connect themselves back to what they got disconnected from while I'm helping myself stay connected to the things I need to stay connected from. What I do is who I am. Boom. That's what a magic is. What's your identity, good people? What's your identity? Because your identity is created through repetition. You hear me say this all the time, right? What you do, right? You got to put it on repeat mode because your body learns through repetition. Your mind learns through logic and understanding. So once you get that revelation on what your true identity is, core values, core beliefs, calling, gifting, purpose, now you got to train your body to it because that's going to feel unfamiliar. So your body's always going to resist it because your body's always going to go back to what feels safe and familiar from those first 7 years. I'm telling y'all what I know. This is science, good people. You know how I know it? Because I see it in me. I live it. I embody it, right? Right? So now, once you get that revelation, right, on what to do different, core values, core beliefs, now you got to put that on repeat mode. You got to build a rhythm around that, right? You got to build a rhythm around your aligned identity. So now when you go out and get the achievements, so now when you go out and get the success, so now when you create, expand, grow, you feel the fulfillment that comes with that, right? Because success without alignment will always leave you empty. It will always leave you empty. I'm telling y'all what I know and not what somebody told me. So listen, good people. I'm done. I'm gonna leave y'all with this. I'm gonna leave you with this, right? You don't need no more motivation. You don't need no more courses. None of that, right? You know what you need? You need alignment. You need alignment to your true self. And that's gonna take time for you to figure that out, right? If you just slow yourself down, right? Okay, let me say it like this. You know I'm your life coach. So this is your homework assignment, right? I need you to slow yourself down this week on this Memorial Day weekend. I need you to really sit with yourself this week, right? I need you to really recognize the patterns from your first 7 years in those 4 areas of your life: money, relationships, identity, and health. What did you see, experience, and hear about that stuff, right? And then once you sit with that, right, you're going to feel a way. I need you to regulate your body through it by grounding yourself, breathing, grounding yourself, slowing yourself down, and telling yourself the truth about who you are now compared to the survival, right? And then I need you to get that new revelation. What can I do different this week to be a different person? What can I do different this week, right, to stand 10 toes down in my own identity? What can I do different this week to be the person that I truly want to be, not the person that I think I am, right? And then put that on repeat mode, good people, every single day until your body learns a new normal. Then you don't have to put it on repeat mode no more. Because guess what? Once it learns a new normal through repetition, athletes call this muscle memory. So now you ain't even got to think about it no more. Because guess what your body's going to feel familiar with? That new level. And every time you want to go up to a new level, you got to retrain your body to be safe on that level. So that's your homework assignment this week, good people. Yeah. And listen, next week, man, we going deeper. I told you I'm doing a whole series. This is part 2, identity. Next week, I don't know what leg I'm going to talk about, but I'm going to talk about another leg. It might be relationship. It might be health. It might be money. But I'm talking about another leg until we talk about all 4 and go in deep. So remember, your identity is not what you have, good people. It's not what you have. It's not your degrees. It's not your title. Your identity, core values, core belief, your calling, your gifting, your purpose. What is it? When you figure that out, stand 10 toes down on it so you can dare to be you. Listen, good people, that's Soul Truth Sunday today. I don't see no more comments. Listen, take this message, hit that subscribe button, share this message with somebody who needs to hear it, right? And keep replaying this message over and over. But comment. I want to hear from you. I want to engage with you, right? Listen, and until next time, same bad time, same bad channel. Man, y'all enjoy y'all's Memorial Day weekend. And remember, stand 10 toes down in your identity, good people. Dare to be you. Happy Sunday to you.